The floor that shouldn't exist that remembers me. Daniel counted the floors again, slowly. Ground, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He stopped. Something about it felt wrong, not logically but physically, like his body disagreed with what his eyes were seeing. He exhaled and started over. Ground, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing between the fourth and the fifth. But there had to be. The elevator always lingered there. Not a glitch, not a delay. A pause, like it was acknowledging something. That morning he decided to test it. He stepped into the empty elevator and pressed the button for the fifth floor. The doors slid shut with a soft click that echoed more than it should have. Silence settled in, thick, expectant. The elevator began to rise. 1, 2, 3, 4. A soft jolt. The display didn't change. Still, 4. But the elevator didn't stop. It kept moving. Too long. Long enough for Daniel to feel it. Not just think it, but feel it. That there was space here. And in between. A place the building wasn't admitting to. His stomach tightened. A sudden intrusive thought slipped in. You've been here before. He swallowed it down immediately. Then, ding. The doors opened. Fifth floor, normal hallway. Clean. Silent. Familiar in the safest, most artificial way. Daniel didn't step out. He stared at the panel instead. Thinking. Or maybe remembering. And then, almost without deciding to, he pressed a button he had never seen before. A small, unlit circle in the corner of the panel. He didn't remember it being there. But his finger moved like it did. The elevator responded instantly. The doors slammed shut faster than before. No sound. No announcement. No light. And it began to move. Down. There were no numbers on the display now. Only darkness. Not off. Not broken. Just absent. Daniel pressed other buttons. Harder this time. Again. Again. Nothing. The elevator continued moving. Down. Or up. His sense of direction slipped. Like the space around him wasn't aligned anymore. Then it stopped. No warning. No sound. The doors didn't open. For a moment there was nothing. Then, tap. A light knock. From the other side. Daniel didn't breathe. Another. Tap. Tap. More deliberate this time. Testing. Waiting. Then a voice. Low. Almost familiar. Daniel. His chest tightened instantly. The voice was wrong. Not distorted. Constructed. Like multiple versions of a voice layered slightly out of sync, trying to agree on what he should sound like. Daniel. Open. He stepped back. Slowly. I know you're in there. The light flickered. Once, twice, and in the reflection of the metal, Daniel saw someone standing behind him, too close, head tilted at an angle that didn't belong to a spine. When he turned, nothing. The voice outside sharpened, impatient now. You opened before. Silence. For us. Something cold moved through him. Before? That didn't make sense. He had never. A memory flashed. Fast. Incomplete. Elevator doors opening. A hallway with no lights. A smell. Damp. Metallic. And someone beside him saying, "Not this one." The elevator trembled. The doors began to separate. Slowly. Forcing themselves open. Just a crack. Darkness spilled through the gap. Not empty darkness, dense, pressurized, alive in the way something unseen can still feel like it's watching. Something moved in it, not a shape, not a body, a hesitation, like multiple things trying to align into one form and failing. The voice came again, closer now, right against the gap. "You live here too." Daniel's hands moved on instinct. He pressed every button, again. Nothing. The gap widened slightly, and something pressed against it from the other side. Not a hand. Too many points of pressure. Too uneven. Like fingers that couldn't agree on where they were supposed to be. Dragging, adjusting, learning. The doors slammed shut. Hard. The elevator shot upward. Violent. Too fast. Daniel hit the wall, breath knocked out of him. For a second he thought something had come up with him, then, ding, doors open, ground floor, normal light, distant city noise, everything in place, everything wrong because of it. He stumbled out and turned back immediately. The panel looked ordinary, clean, still. The unmarked button was gone, like it had never existed. Daniel spent the rest of the day trying to force it into something explainable. Stress, lack of sleep, imagination filling gaps. But something wouldn't let it settle. Something about that voice, not what it said, but how certain it sounded. So he looked for proof, something real, records, plans, history, anything. The maintenance room sat in the basement, cramped and lined with aging files. The air smelled like paper and time. He entered without asking and searched until he found it. Blackwood, a thick folder. Old, handled too many times, or not enough. He opened it. Architectural plans, precise, measured, controlled. Ground, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but between the fourth and the fifth, something had been removed. Not cleanly, scraped, erased with intention. Still, beneath the damage, something remained. A number, written by hand. 4B. Daniel leaned closer. His pulse picked up. The writing was familiar, not fully, not consciously, but enough to make his stomach turn, like recognizing your own handwriting in something you don't remember writing. Below it a note, faded, nearly illegible, but still there. Sealed after incident. Restricted access, do not register residents. Residents, plural. Daniel closed the folder slowly, because something was breaking through now. Not a memory. Not fully. Fragments. A visit. Before he moved in. The realtor talking too fast. Avoiding something, and the elevator. Stopping. For just a second. On a floor that didn't exist. The doors had begun to open. Darkness inside, and a voice. Calm, immediate. Not this one. The button had been pressed again, too quickly, too deliberately, like it had happened before, like it always happened. Daniel stepped out of the room, slower this time, because now he understood something worse than a hidden floor, worse than something waiting there, something that made his chest tighten in a way fear alone couldn't explain. He hadn't just found it. He hadn't just almost entered it. He had been there, and something inside it remembered him. That night at 2:13 a.m., so Daniel woke to a sound that didn't belong to the walls or the ceiling. It came from below, directly beneath his bed, A slow, uneven scratching, not continuous, interrupted, like something losing rhythm, then correcting it, trying again. Closer this time, closer than it should be. He held his breath. The scratching stopped, silence stretched, and then one single knock from underneath him. Not loud, but precise, intentional, as if whatever was down there knew exactly where he was.